getting a diminished sound. So I'm going to be in C here, talk about the basic diminished triad. Like my other videos on the major and minor triad, we're just gonna be altering some of the C major triad tones. And for C major triad, we've got a C, an E, and a G. Okay, that's your major triad. Our minor triad was C. We lowered or minored the third. So you get a C, an E flat, and a G. You can hear these are they have different quality because of that 3. For diminished, we're going to lower the 5th as well. So you get quite a bit different, and a lot of tension because of there's this tritone interval in there. It's that distance between, it's 3 tones away. That's a very tense, unresolved sounding quality. And that's what makes this this diminished sound so useful. It's used to set up resolutions. But I want to show you the different ways that you can play that, and the different ways you need to be able to see on your bass in order to make diminished sounds. Okay, so we're going to be in C. So I just showed you this first one. That's one way to play that. You could play it like this. So that was 3rd fret, 6th fret, 4th fret. You could also play it 3rd fret, 1st fret, 4th fret, right? And those are the different ways you would play that. Let's look at the 2 inversions that we can play. So let's start with this coming off of the flat 5 here. So we get something like this. So here we're playing the G flat, C, E flat, right? 2nd fret, 3rd fret, 1st fret. You could also play this like this. G flat, C, E flat. I don't think there's any other practical ways to play that. This is probably the most efficient way. There's a little extra movement there. So there's that version, and then there's playing off of the 3rd of the chord, right? So we'd go E flat, G flat, C, right? So you got the 6th fret, 4th fret, 5th fret. You should know those in those 3 different positions, okay? So those are all the closed arpeggios of that diminished triad. I want to show you the open ones. So they look like this. Sorry. So we're going to be playing off of the root in the bass here. So root, flat 5, minor 3rd. So C, G flat, E flat. What is that? 8th fret, 9th fret, 8th fret. Okay. Let's play off of its minor 3rd, which would look like this. So here we got the E flat, the C, G flat. See, there's that tritone in there. And then off of its flat 5 here, so we have our G flat, right? Our E flat and our C. So we're going from our, if we go in reverse here, we're doing the root, minor third, flat 5. So let's just quickly go through each of those again. So we got our, right? You could play like that, it's not very practical. So those are the different inversions, the closed inversions, and then we have our and that's it. Those are the diminished sounds, and you can use that. You can use those triads off of any chords identified as diminished, and that actually it can be used in many scenarios. But you can also use it in cases where you're playing or trying to support a like flat 5 chord. Common minor 7 flat 5 chord you see a lot in like jazz and as like a 2 chord and stuff. You can also use it as a substitute for a diminished. It's very versatile. You can kind of use it a half step behind. You can use it a half step behind the chord you're moving towards. The diminished is really useful in that way, because it has that tritone, the same tritone portion that belongs to a dominant chord. You can use that as a substitute. I use it all the time as a substitute for a 5 chord. You know, a half step behind the chord I'm heading towards. Yeah. That's the diminished triad. That's how you get diminished sounds, just using the key tones. And of course, like all other triads I've shown so far, you can embellish those. These are useful structures to learn and get those shapes under your fingers. And the best way to do that is just to practice the different variations and inversions, both closed and open. Not that many. Totally worth learning.